Yo, so, this is it, huh? This is it. Yep. Well, I hope y'all are doing well this evening, but yeah, we're here. This is my last stream for I don't know how long. It's been alright, huh? Actually, let me turn down the music. It's very dramatic and kind of distracting. Let me just turn that down. But yeah, here we are again, man. This is like the third time I've had to do a last stream. Packing my shit and going to a new place. Well, not really a new place. I'm just going back to my home base of operations where, unfortunately, I am unable to stream, but yeah. But I want to make something very clear. This is not a graduation. I'm not completely fucking off. This is just, I can't, put simply, I can't stream specifically just because the way that my home base is laid out, it just doesn't allow it. And I posted it before. My internet there, it is nearly non-existent for streaming purposes, so unfortunately I just cannot do that. It is out of my power. However, during that time, while I'm at my home base operation, well, for the first 2 weeks while I'm there, I'm going to be busy, I am afraid, and not too long after that, I have shit I have to do. But when I have the chance, I am going to be focusing on YouTube content. I tried doing that a bit during that hiatus I had earlier this year, and went okay. I'm still learning better, but I think since I think I'll be in a better headspace to do that more. I don't know everything that I'm going to have going on, but yeah, I'm going to try to post more consistently, shorts, but even outside of that, because I'm going to be working on my other channels. I have my main channel where I just post, stream, and do random bullshit, but I'm going to be working more on my productions channel because I have footage there that I need to edit that's just been sitting on my PC, and God, I probably should reach out to the people that my team interviewed. It's been far too long. That's embarrassing, but I just got to swallow my pride in that because it should be put out there. I don't know. I'm sure that it won't be a big deal, but even so, it is embarrassing. But yeah, my productions channel, and I have another channel that I'm in the process of making called Val E Song Creations. Oh wait, let me just check something really quick. Okay, good. Yeah, I'll probably work on that later today then. But yeah, I'm going to have a different channel, another channel called Val E Song Creations, where I'm going to be posting some cooking content. I have been collaborating with a friend of mine, and yeah, we have a series that we're making. I've been helping him with footage. He's been doing a bunch of it, but yeah, we're working on that. Hopefully, it'll turn out all right. Neither him or I are the best at this. He is not the best at shooting. I am not the best at editing or voiceover, but I will do what I can. And I also want to work on another channel I have for different videos called Val E Song Perversions, where I'm going to be posting more cultured content, if you were. I think I'm going to be doing some tag analysis videos, if you understand that, as well as some, other types of reviews and how to say retrospectives or introspections on certain things. Maybe putting them on like tier list kind of thing as like a series for like shorts. I'm still figuring it out, but yeah, I have a lot of ideas on things I want to work on. I think I have too many ideas if I'm being 100% honest with y'all, but there's still time. Hopefully, there's still time. Uh, I've just been, I don't know. I can talk about this more later. I've just been doing some introspection on myself, maybe ruminating. I know ruminating can not be good for you, especially with me and how I overanalyze and overthink myself. But yeah, I've just been seeing of what I want to do, how I should be more productive with myself, how I should get off. Well, I've been busy, so I try to cut myself a little bit of slack, but at the same time, if I want to get shit done, I gotta get shit done. Also, there's also a personal project, well, projects I've been working on that hopefully will improve my streams the next time I can stream. I would like to get them done in the time I'm gone, but yeah, I don't fully know if it'll work out, but we'll see. Maybe, I don't know. I think that what put me back in the past is that I didn't have as much cash flow back then, and I've saved up some more funds now, so I think I would be a little bit more comfortable doing some other things I want to do. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. And no one's watching this. It's fine. I've been thinking that I might, by the time I come back, I might try to do a debut upon my return with a new model and having a bunch more shit. Again, I'm going to talk about it more later. But yeah, I have things I want to do because if I'm being honest, even though I've been streaming technically 2 years, I don't really feel like I've learned a lot, but at the same time, I don't think my quality's really gone up. It's always been very low effort, very very casual because this is a hobby for me. But if possible, I would like to make it a little bit more high production, make it a little bit more professional, and yeah. So I'm gonna try to work on that also during this hiatus. Is just make things actually look like I put effort into it. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Sorry, I just got into my head for a second there. But yeah, I'll be talking about that more later. But I think you know, I don't know. Other people can yap for hours and hours, even though that's not really my forte. But yeah, I guess let's get into the actual game now because we wanted to finish the test trilogy last time, but unfortunately, I got tired because it took a little bit longer to do those first two games that I anticipated, and yeah. So I still want to finish it, so we're going to be doing that. And as soon as we finish this, I am going to be going back to my study and packing up some stuff because yeah, I do this a lot of times where it's fine. It'll work out. It'll work out, and it'll be a lot easier this time because I'm not packing for flight. I'll be driving, which makes it a hell of a lot easier and less stressful. Thank God. Yeah, I'll be doing my damnedest with that. I don't know exactly how much because I have an appointment I have to do tomorrow morning before I leave that I need my PC for. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I guess nothing else to say for now. Let's get into the actual game. Alright, the test. The final revelation. Oh shit, let me change the text. God, I forgot about that. I also know that there's some other games that have the test moniker, but this is the last of the actual trilogy that initially came out in 2020, so yeah, let's get into it. Did you play the prequels? Yes, yes, I did. Gain a lot more from the experience if you experience the first two, as it carries off from the less. Alright, yes, because last time we got Order and fuck, what was the other one? I can always just check my vault if it asks me for it. Yes, yes, yes. I just played those 2 days ago. Do not get a chance to exit until I've already played the test into test two. Well then, let us continue. Utmost honesty, and you take your time to answer each question. Improperly may drastically change. Yep, let's be careful. Let's not misclick at all. Who are we meeting this time? Oh. When the sun comes crashing down, when heroes fade away, when darkness is all around, and there is no light of day, I will come back for you, so that you never feel alone. My spirit will push through, your heart will forever be my home. And when the world spirals into abyss, I will be standing there, your embrace, so long I've missed, my soul, my love, I bear. And when every nerve has been left deadened, and every ghost has left its shell, I will bring you back to your heaven, as you've rescued me from my hell. Oh, these two are meeting. No matter what happens, I will always love you. Do you promise? Interesting. Like, we got some yaoi going on here, and we're actually having a fucking sprite for him, or PNG for the guy from the first game. With every ounce of my heart and every droplet of my soul, I I swear to you, we are going to find a way out of here. Interesting. Very interesting. Is a greater story at play. The testing room. Oh, we have a new player to the game. Destiny. Oh, that's a badass design. I wasn't expecting you so soon. Though I knew that one day we would meet in this room. You see, closely I've been watching you, studying every breath and every move. A few of my former colleagues you may have met, and a slew of questions you've answered without regret. So this is your whole shtick, man, you just rhyme? I may be similar, but unlike them still. I'll make you swallow the truth like a bitter pill. Yup, he likes to rhyme. Alright, Dr. Seuss. I will peel the emotion from your soul and make you eat your feelings whole. The questions I ask may be hard to answer, but I will cut the truth from you like a cancer. Both of us know why you're here. To open up and cast out fear. To be as honest as you can. To take angel's wing or devil's hand. And in the end, we both know how to escape your undertow. Time is on your side, but mistakes are not. Misanswered questions lead to misery wrought. Take your time to think before you decide. Dig deep for the answers that live inside. You may not go back, you may not return. Once a decision is made, into your soul 'tis burned. Before we continue, just know this. Your dishonesty would be very remiss. If your answers lack the guidance of truth, then your final destination will be rather uncouth. So with that being said, I need your heart's honesty. You can run from yourself, but you can't run from me. Destiny arrives all the same. Now, let the examination begin. Do you ever feel like you just aren't good enough? I think the majority of people have that feeling every now and then, or how it creeps out more than you would like. Thinking that you can achieve better, you can accomplish more, you can be a better version of yourself. I think everyone experiences that. While it is most likely our own, inner demons and inner brainworms speaking, I think that, yeah, always a desire to improve and be better. Do you ever feel like you put more effort into friends or relationships than others put back into you? At times, while it's not what's it's partially experienced now, but not as much because I don't have many relations. And if I'm being honest, I am a very low effort or low interaction kind of individual or friend where I don't check up as much as I should in terms of other people. But there have been times when I've put in more effort into past friends and even like current friends than I always don't always feel it's always reciprocated. So I've kind of at times retreated myself, but I could put more effort myself. But yeah, do I ever feel like it? I'm afraid I do. Do you ever feel like your life is going nowhere? It can be hard to say. It's not at the moment. I'm not necessarily stuck, but I've experienced it in the past, and I worry that in the future I'm going to end up being stuck again because I have no idea where I'm going to be going right now. I suppose at the moment I don't feel like I'm going nowhere, but I worry that I may be going nowhere in the future. And because for my current state, I have no idea what's in store for me right now. But do I ever feel like it's going to go nowhere? At times, yeah. You ever feel like you're trapped in limbo? Well, I was saying, do you ever feel like, not always, because not always, but there have been times where I have been caught in the repetition of motions, which causes time to drag on, and at times speed by that much faster than I would have liked. So, at times, yeah. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by seemingly trivial tasks? Yeah, at times. I mean, I am a chronic procrastinator, so at times, when even the basic shit I need to do, it can feel monumental, especially if you have to be around other people doing said tasks. And then when you get started, they're not as bad because the hardest thing I've always experienced is just getting started. But at times, yeah, then again, what's this trivial is all, very relative, but I have experienced it, yes. Are you sometimes afraid of what your future may hold? Not sure if I'd say afraid, but very uncertain and concerned about what's going to happen next because I have no idea. But yeah, yeah, if I'm being honest, I have no idea. Do you believe that your friends always treat you the way you deserve to be treated? Yeah, I can't say I've ever had any friendships that they treated me poorly, but I just don't have many friends in general. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I deserve anything. I don't think anyone deserves anything at all. No one deserves shit, honestly. But I think that they're never disrespectful to myself, and yeah, I don't feel like they're mistreating me. So yes. Are you afraid of being the last person alive in your social circle? That's not a concern for me, I'm afraid. Death is nothing that scares me. I have, as I've mentioned, been no stranger to encounters with death. And if I am the but if I am the last person alive, then so be it. I've been alone for many times, and I can always persist. Not something I really much think of being the last person alive in any group of people. But if that's the case, then so be it. But either way, it's not really a major concern for myself. It's not something I hope for, but that's not a concern. Are you afraid of the existence of an afterlife and what it might mean for you? No, not really. I'm not a very spiritual individual, as the previous two games mentioned. And even if there is, I've accepted my fate, whatever comes. I mean, I've mentioned it before. I am not a good person. I have very much come to terms with that. So, like I said, my spot in hell is well reserved. So, hey, in hell, I'll be in some damn good company. I'll say that. Do you feel as though you're wanted in life? Oh boy. Well, this is a very personal thing for me. Yeah, not particularly. It's not a major concern of mine, but, most people can just go by without, thinking of me or wanting to be around me or wanting my presence. While there are some individuals who I'm sure enjoy my presence, I know that they'd be fine without me, and I don't think anyone has a sense of longing for me or being around me. So I'm afraid no is to that. Again, it's not a major concern of mine, but I don't think anyone really has any yearning or longing for me, which is totally fine. Do you ever feel like you just don't belong? Oh yeah, I've been an outcast my entire life, no matter where I've been in this fucked up galaxy, and even on just on this planet alone. Like, I have very much been a loner, been an outcast, just doing my own thing, just because of how fucked up I am, put simply. Which is not a problem. I've always been very comfortable being on my own, but yeah, for the most part, I have just been on my own. Granted, that's also just in tandem with my own personality traits, but yeah. Do you ever feel like a burden? It is something I am working on, getting over those feelings, getting over those worries, but it has been something I struggled with for a long time of feeling like I'd just be better if I don't be around other people or not trouble other people with my own shit. So, while it is something I work on, there are many times that, yeah, I feel like it's better if I get away from people. Have you ever felt left out? Yes and no. It depends on how you define left out, whether that's being purposely excluded, whether that's just not fitting in. I've never really fit in anywhere, which is totally fine with me, and I don't think anyone goes out of their way to exclude me, which, I guess that's nice, but it just more like so is feeling of like I don't necessarily connect with others, or I don't necessarily, you know, interact with other humans in typical ways that they would expect. And it's not that people go out of their way to exclude me. It's just that I do my own thing. But I suppose technically, yeah, I've had those feelings of of that. Have you ever felt like a failure? Yeah. When people try to gas you up saying you have so much potential, you're going to do great things, you're going to accomplish so much, it creates a lot of pressure. And if you don't feel like you're living up to that, not living up to those expectations, even expectations you set for yourself for some seemingly simple tasks, then yeah, you can easily feel like you failed. So, yeah. Have you ever felt like you just weren't attractive enough? While there are traits about myself that I would like to change and improve, I don't necessarily think I'm not attractive enough, not necessarily. Again, I don't think I'm the most attractive bastard out there. I mean, have you seen me? But it's not something I dwell on. Because if I were to be in be in interactions and relations with each other, whether romantic or not, I wouldn't want my appearance alone to be the key determining factor in that kind of bond. So while there are things I would like to improve about myself and things that I know are not ideal, it's not a concern of being attractive enough, so to speak. So no. Have you ever worked yourself sick? Yeah, technically. Granted, it's more so just a matter of circumstances of, well, do you mean like catching something while the job, or do you mean like overworking to yourself where you ended up hurting yourself because you were just working so much? Yeah, I have. It's not a good thing. I'm not proud of it, but yeah, I've done it. Do you ever have racing thoughts at night that make it difficult for you to get to sleep? Oh, yeah. It's kind of a funny thing with me is that the more tired I get, the faster the thoughts come in. I don't know what the hell is wrong with my central processing unit, but the more I get fatigued, the more like invasive or overthinking thoughts come in of all this kind of shit that paradoxically makes it more difficult to get to sleep. It's a fucked up thing, but yeah. Again, I do meditate and do my best to quiet my mind through various exercises, but at the same time, a lot of shit going up in my fucked up brain, man. Are you afraid of asking for help? I don't like asking for help because I am a very individualistic person where I try to accomplish and figure out things for my own. I don't like, again, burdening other people or troubling them. Again, this kind of comes from my own sense of ego and my own narcissism where I don't want to show that I'm incompetent or incapable, even though many times I am. So it is much more of an ego thing with me. So I guess there are times when I don't want to appear, incompetent or foolish by not knowing some shit. So, yeah, yeah. Not proud of it, but yeah. Do you feel like people often criticize you? Mm, verbally, no. People don't really verbalize their critiques towards me, but I guess I sometimes have concerns that, that they are having criticisms of me or are critical of me, which is not a problem. I am perfectly fine with criticism. In fact, I majority of times welcome it and want it in order to improve. But there are times I worry that because of societal convention that they have those concerns or thoughts, but they're just not alerting me, vocalizing them, or just telling me because they want to be polite. But that's what I am concerned about, that everyone is, or that people I interact with are trying to save face with and not letting me know shit that's actually wrong. That is a concern to me, but that's not what the question's asking. So, do you feel like often criticize you? No. Do you ever feel judged by your friends or family? Not particularly. Again, I am my own individual and I'm pretty fucked up, but the people I have, as few as they are in my life, I believe for the most part they accept who I am, which I am grateful for, but there's a whole lot of other things going on there. But if specifically judged, technically all humans judge each other. Humans always judge on various factors, but do I feel in a negative manner, which I'm sure you're implying? No. Do you ever wonder what's your purpose in life? No. I have, for myself, done, I studied a good amount of philosophy on the matter, and I kind of definitely subscribe to the absurdism belief that life is absurd, there is no purpose. Even goes beyond that. It's not, you can't make your own purpose because ultimately there is no purpose. And for me, that's, freeing in its own way that you can just do whatever the hell you want. So, because who cares? There's no purpose. There's no reason to live. So just do whatever the hell you want. And over time, I've shifted away from the thought that you make your own purpose because, again, there is no purpose. It's all meaningless. Again, not in the, I don't want to say nihilistic because that nihilism is very much misunderstood, but more in that, yeah, there's no purpose, so just do whatever that you want. Granted, it's just figuring out what the fuck I want to do, that tries figuring out, and my own, shit. But no, I don't really wonder what my purpose is. I just more so wonder what can I do to make myself happy. But that's a whole different discussion. If you could turn back time for any reason, would you? Yes. Yes, I would. You know how much, investment I would do if I could turn back time? You know how much shit I would steal? You know how many, things I would capitalize on? I would, I feel like I could make good use out of that. Damn right I want to turn back time. Would you say you have many regrets in life? I'm sure there are things that I could have done differently in the past, things I could have optimized better, but I'm afraid I understand many things were out of my control, and I don't believe they've massively fucked where I am today because while I do sometimes wish things could have played out differently, they were out of my control. So I don't have a regret personally. Do I wish some things could change? Yes, but it's not something I regret because it was out of my control. So no, I don't have any regret. Does meeting new people for the first time make you uncomfortable? It depends. At times it can put me on edge, and I have a certain protocol for it, but I can handle it, just no problem. They're just other organics. So you can just speak to them like you normally would. Depending on who they are, you want to depending on who they are, you probably want to have a plan going in and be prepared. But overly uncomfortable, not necessarily. Does looking out your window at night make you feel uneasy? Depending on the area, depending on those I know who are around, it's less so. I think it's less so looking out the window itself that makes me uneasy, and the knowledge that the window is there and that something may be there. Because at the moment you look, you realize, there's nothing there. But it's more so that before period of if I look, would there be something there? That can be a little bit uneasy. But specifically looking out the window, no, not particularly. Besides, I have methods in case something does happen. Do you sometimes double check that your doors are locked, even though you're certain you've already locked them? Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's just because I have absolutely dog shit memory and I can't remember things very well, so yeah, I always do that. It's not a matter of, well, it's mainly one, I'm paranoid, and two, I'm stupid, so I forget things very easily. So yeah, I try to be meticulous with that. Do you ever feel like life is moving too slow? If anything, I feel like it's moving too fast at times. So at the moment, I don't think it's moving slow, but I wish I could accomplish things faster. But life itself, I don't think it's moving slow. I just think I'm not keeping up with it. You ever feel like life is moving too fast? Oh, the exact inverse to that. Yep. Yep. You don't feel uncomfortable when you're home alone. Quite the opposite. I feel most comfortable when I'm alone. I do not being like around. I don't like being around other people or the majority of people. I suppose there is a very, very, very small select few I would be comfortable being around, but for the most times, I feel like being around other people is a prison in and of itself. It's almost, you know, Like you have shackles on when you're around other people. You can't fully be free, at least in my experiences. So quite the opposite. No. To be a thoughtful person. Would you consider yourself to be a thoughtful person? Yeah, I overthink too much. I overanalyze. I am just a very meticulous and analytical individual where I try to find the best outcome for solutions. And again, I have a tendency to overthink matters. I have a tendency to question myself a good amount, as well as lead myself to inaction by not doing what comes instinctually, but instead more so after considering all possibilities, which it has weight. By thoughtful, do you mean empathetic, where I'm thinking of other people, or do you mean in the way where I'm in my own head? Because I just realized that thoughtful can have multiple connotations. But god damn it, what does it mean? What are they trying to apply here? Are they saying thoughtful as though, oh, you think of other people, you think of other individuals, you think of what they may think, you think about their emotions, and you consider that in order to, do what right by them? Or are they considering my first interpretation of being introspective and thinking about myself? Fuck it, I'll say yes. I'll go with my instinct. Would you consider yourself to be superficial? No. While I am very critical of myself, I am not superficial. I can at least say that. I don't care about outside metrics of quality or validation. I don't really care about trying to find identity through or valuation through, material worth or material goods or through the number game that is much more popular and seemingly prevalent on the online sphere. It's not something that I give much mind to, but yeah, I don't consider myself overly superficial. Do you ever judge others by the way they look or dress? Yeah, every human does. If a human ever says that they don't judge, they are lying or they just don't understand what it means. Okay, because it is human nature to judge other people. Okay, and you may say, "Oh, people are free to dress however they want. I'm not going to think poorly of them," or "Oh, it doesn't matter what people look like." To an extent, I agree, but at the same time, if you see someone go out on the street with feces on their face, their pants ragged, like actual ragged, like rags, and you see a bunch of scars and cuts all over their body that are a clear indication of some mental instability, are you going to want them near you? Are you going to go up to them and talk? Because, put simply, it is possible they could be the most intelligent being on this entire goddamn planet, but if they are in a certain state, you're not going to want to speak to them. You're not going to want to interact with them. That is just understanding humans. And it is human nature to judge other people. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be if you're, again, plagued by superficiality or are bound by other things of societal convention by thinking like, oh, like they're in a suit, therefore they're important, or they must know what they're talking about versus wearing pants and a t-shirt. But even so, we all have our own preconceived notions. We all have our own bias. We are all judgmental beings, or at least, humans are in general, I should say. And to be fair, just from my experiences, all sentient species are judgmental in some capacity. No one is clearly judge-free. That is just not capable. Everyone has their own judgment. So, obviously, yes, everyone has some level of judgment. It's just how it manifests and the degree of it that matters. So, yeah. Would you ever consider yourself to be high maintenance? Myself, no. Again, I have my own quirks and I have my own things I don't dislike, but I am very self-sufficient and I am very independent, and I don't think I am very demanding of others. I very much leave them to their own devices and ask that they leave me to mine. So, no. Ever been bullied by someone you care about? No, I can't say I have. I've never had someone I care about treat me like shit. If anything, I've wondered that I've treated people I care about like shit, when I know I haven't, but, I have certain traits that I can come across very direct, I would say, but no. Have you ever been a bully to someone you care about? No. Again, I was just mentioning this. I have a tendency to be very direct, and I engage in banter with, friends, and at times I can shit talk, not in a way to make them feel bad. I don't talk shit. I, shit talk, which there's a very big. Wait, no, sorry. I talk shit. I don't shit talk. I misphrased that. There's a difference between talking shit and shit talking. There's a big difference there. So yeah, I talk shit, but I don't shit talk other people. I don't try to make them feel bad or put them down. And yeah, I engage in banter and I have my own sense of humor. But if jokes ever went too far, then yeah, I would obviously reel it back. But I have never gone out of my way to make another person I care about feel like shit. Of course, I have my own things I'm working on, and I've probably, unfortunately, maybe have said things I probably should not have or rephrase, but a bully specifically, no. Do you try to keep a low profile to avoid attention from others while in a crowded area? Yep, I do. I do not enjoy attention or being noticed. I definitely try to do my own thing. And unfortunately, sometimes the easiest way to keep a low profile is just to blend into everyone else and just wear what everyone else wears or no one really expects. Which at times can be unfortunate because there are some things I would like to wear depending on the circumstances, but I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. But at a certain degree, I've tried to stop caring because I don't necessarily care about people judging me or having their own thoughts about me. I just don't want to be noticed because I want to just go undetected. But that's a whole different discussion. Wait, fuck, was I supposed to say yes? Oh, fuck, I think I might have zoned out and clicked the wrong thing. Okay, 1 second, I think I clicked the wrong thing. 1 second, 1 second. Sorry, I have to fix this one back. God damn it. There we go. Sorry about that. Game is easy to speedrun when you know how the answers to everything. But yeah, alright. Do you try to keep a low profile to avoid attention from others while in a crowded area? Yes, I do try to keep a low profile. Yes. Remember, we read the questions carefully and choose the correct answers. Do you actively try to avoid busy places? It depends. If I feel like, it's going to take, let's say I'm at a bakery, but the line is 2 hours long, then yeah, I'm going to avoid there because I don't want to wait in line. But if it's like, let's say, just a train station and you just got to navigate through a lot of people, then yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. Do I actively try to avoid them? At times I would like to not, be there, but if I need to go there, I need to go there. Do you actually try to avoid it? I guess generally speaking, yes, I do. Would you sometimes rather be alone than surrounded by people you care about? Yeah, at times, yeah, I do enjoy my own solitude. I do enjoy, you know, all of that. That being said, let me just say this. I believe that there is one individual who I could be around 24/7 and would want to be around 24/7. Not many. Again, I can only think of one individual where that is the case. But yeah, for the grand majority of humans, I would sometimes like to be in their presence, but I do enjoy my own solitude. So yes, does making phone calls make you feel uncomfortable? Not really. Again, I don't want to answer spam calls, but yeah, I'm actually pretty comfortable making phone calls. Not something I necessarily like doing, but it doesn't bother me to the extent it sometimes bothers other people. Are you sometimes afraid to confront people, even when they do something that bothers you? And it depends on the severity. If I don't feel it's worth it, then I won't do it because, again, just not worth it. If it really is severe, then I will bring it up. I've never had to confront someone for something I thought was heinous or anything, but sometimes I wouldn't say necessarily afraid, but I just don't want to cause problems, and I feel like it's not worth it. But technically, yeah, I guess you could classify it as afraid. It's more so I have no desire to, or it's not worth it to do so. But yeah, sure. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing to definitive plans for the future? At times, yeah, because while I don't necessarily know what's in store for the future, I do like to have a plan for it. However, sometimes you can worry, like, is this plan going to be right for me? And sometimes flexibility can be its own blessing. So, this one is much more definitive. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing? Um, it's not ever. It's do you feel uncomfortable when committing? If I feel it's the right thing to do, then no. I mean, you can have you can have second guesses, you can have reservations, you can have uncertainties, but it just seems like a lot more definitive. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing? No, if I've thought it over and I think this is the right direction for me to go, then not necessarily. Again, you can have reservations, but always uncomfortable when committing? No, I would say that. Do you feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stay motivated? Unfortunately, yeah. Actually, let me re-emphasize this. Mine blocking off part of the screen. 1 second. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that works. There we go. All right. Do you feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stay motivated? Yes, unfortunately, motivation is definitely something I struggle with. I've come to realize that motivation in itself is pretty much bullshit. While you can have bursts of inspiration and bursts of actually wanting to get shit done, if you are constantly trying just waiting for motivation, you're most likely never going to find it, or it's not going to come across as frequently as you would like it to. So if there's something you want to do, you just got to get off your ass, or sometimes just lock in while on your ass to get it done. And it's difficult, especially if you want to do something, but you just have this nagging thought that what's the point? It's not worth it. It's not right yet to do it. Then it can be very difficult. And it's easy to come up with excuses to not do something. Especially with someone like me who overanalyzes things, it's damn easy to come up with a reason to not do something than to do it currently. So, unfortunately, yeah. Do you ever feel that you're failing those who care about you most? At times, at times, while I can't say I have many people who I can say with certainty care about me, there is a concern that, yes, I am failing them, or I'm not living up to the expectations that they have for me. Not, not in a negative sort of way, but I don't know. One second here, let me take a bite of this food I made. Sorry, just one second here. Sorry about that. Just had to check something there. So, unfortunately, yeah. Does driving a vehicle give you anxiety? Not really. For me, I drive my automobile, my car, and I enjoy doing so. There are circumstances and situations that can give anxiety, but the process of driving itself, no, I enjoy driving actually. Granted, some vehicles, it's more less so about anxiety of driving itself, and more so the unfamiliarity and like having to learn. Like recently, I got forklift certified, and there was some concerns about driving them on my first time, especially without supervision or without guidance. But it's just a matter of exposure. It's yeah, that's the main thing. You just gotta get exposed to it and become more comfortable with it. So no, well, in the initial times, then yeah, you can be nervous, but eventually you get comfortable and it just becomes an extension of you. At least that's how I feel. I mean, at times driving can be a pain in the ass, but I enjoy driving. I do generally enjoy driving. Are you afraid of exploring new places by yourself? No. In fact, quite the opposite. I love exploring, and I typically explore by myself. It's very rare that I'm accompanied by another individual when I go exploring. But yeah, I love traveling. I love seeing new places. Love, eating good food, new food, and learning new things. There are times when sometimes it doesn't meet my expectations, which is unfortunate. But I enjoy the whole process. So yeah, are you afraid of exploring? No, I welcome it. Have you ever carried an object around with you that made you feel more comfortable? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, with me, actually, where is my knife? I'm just saying that my knife is, yeah, god damn it, now I'm gonna be very god damn it, 1 second. God damn it, that's gonna piss me off now. Great, now I don't know where my knife is. I had it earlier. I had it with me earlier. Where the hell did I put it? I have got to stop doing this shit, man. Why is it so easy for me to misplace shit? Wait. Oh, here's one of them. I was okay. Well, I found one. That's good, but I still need my other one. It'll turn up. It always does, but damn, I hate it when I do that. Well, anyways, yes, I have certain objects that I feel naked without. If I told you I could guess your name correctly right now, would you believe me? No, I would not. Hmm. Well, based on the answers you provided me so far, if I were to take a guess, I would say your letter starts with the letter M. Doesn't it? No? It does not. Not even close. That makes sense. Let's be real here. There's literally no way I'd be able to guess your name just by your answers. That would be ridiculous. Besides, all you humans look alike to me anyhow. Now hold on there, my friend. Whoever said I was human? That's never been confirmed before. Who the hell ever said that I was a human? Now that's something to ponder now. Does being around animals bring you a sense of peace? It definitely depends on the animal. There are some animals I absolutely love being around, but there are others that would give me an incredible amount of anxiety or uncomfortability. So, not all animals, but in general, I enjoy being around animals, yes. Do you sometimes believe your loved ones are lying to you when they say that they care? No, I believe them. I do believe that they care, but there are sometimes that there are sometimes I wish they wouldn't. It's complicated, but I don't feel they're lying. No. Do you ever feel like you push your loved ones away? At times, again, it's not an active thing, but I have a tendency to be reclusive or to recede away. What? Cat got your tongue, buddy? Hmm. I'm going to stop you here. The truth that pours forth is incredibly clear. I hope you're being honest for your own health. You can try to lie, but you'll be cheating yourself. I'd like to move on to the next phase of the test. A series of pictures to give your brain a rest. You're going to tell me what emotional response they bring out, which will show me what your mind is pondering about. So feast your eyes upon the art and let me into that precious heart. For starters, what emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Hmm, interesting. Hard for me to gauge out of these actions. Okay, let's say what it's not. I don't get anger. I don't get depression. I don't get numbness. I would say chaos. Yeah, chaos. But then again, there's some patterns going on here, but yeah, chaos is close. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Hmm, manic probably. Manic. What do you think this picture is called? The portal. Very interesting. Moving on. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Hmm. See a lot of like almost like wisp like aspirations. And I guess they could be seen as like knives, but no, I see them more as like smoke or steam. Wisp float like coming in and out of the night. It's hard to see. Okay, not anger, not depression, not joy, not chaos. Let's try relaxation. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Abyss. What do you think this picture is called? Darkness within. I see. Next, we have this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Interesting. Seems very celestial in a sense. Seems to be almost like a mirror-like image. Something like maybe if you squint at, you would see something else. This is very interesting. I could go chaos again, or I could go relaxation again. It's hard for me to say. It's hard. Okay, not anger, not depression. I don't think numbness. There's too much going on here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. At times, you see, this is kind of like going to art galleries, because it's like a puzzle you put together. And it doesn't make me feel uneasy with the amount of chaos, so I guess relaxation, perhaps? It's more intrigue that gets me than relaxation. But I think that's close. I enjoy looking at it. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Oh, interesting. So you have twin, mirrored, space. I say galactic. Yeah, galactic. What do you think this picture is called? I don't think it would be that. I don't think it would be a pun. Ooh, that could be interesting. Either reflection of the universe or shattered worlds. I say shattered worlds. I like that better. Noted. Take a look at this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Interesting. It looks like a beacon of sorts. Something being shattered, maybe. Pillars. Again, I don't see anger from them. I don't see depression. I don't see joy. Seems like a pivotal moment might be occurring. I guess chaos, because it seems like there's something going on. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Interesting. Gateway, maybe. Staircase, unknown. I'd say open. Seems like something opening up. What do you think this picture is called? Either Dimension to Door is nice. Stairway to Heaven, I mean, that's just a cool, good song. I say Dimension Door. That's peculiar. And how about this one? What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I would say dread. Then again, I can see anger here as well. Alright, let's go anger. What word do you think describes this picture best? Abyssal, yeah. What do you think this picture is called? The Abyssal Gaze. Yeah, let's do that. I will make a note of that. And this here. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Not anger. I guess here we can go numbness. What words do you feel describe this picture best? Either veiled or prismatic. I think I'm going to go prismatic because that's where I'm being drawn more. What do you think this picture is called? Mind. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. I says mind's eye. I see. Now this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Again, it seems like a very galactic type of picture. Something's going on, it seems, so chaos, I guess. Describes it. Planetary. Called. Angelic touch, I guess? I don't know. How about this? Ooh. What emotion do I feel here? Well, this definitely looks very fiery. So, yeah, sure, anger. Word. Either volcano or fury. Probably volcano, because it seems more like a picture or something. Oh, actually, brimstone. I like that. Brimstone. What do you think this picture is called? Arcing blaze. Is it interesting? How about this one? Yeah. Emotions. Okay. Again, it looks like a targeting system of some kind. Looks like an eye locking on. Let me think. I guess chaos again. Describes it. Let's see. Cyborg, analyzing, monitoring. Probably monitoring. Hear the Deco song. What do I think it's called? Matrix Watcher, Life Projector, Incubation of Dreams. Probably Matrix Watcher. You'll make a note of it. Even more, okay. Again, more chaos. It looks kind of like some kind of formation, some kind of gateway, some kind of beacon. Okay, some people see ocean in there. Some people see a womb. I see more of a warp. Yeah, like a warp. What do I think it's called? Monolith Heart, Endless Sea. Maybe. I guess. Monolith. Nah. Ultraviolet. Yeah. Interesting. Take a look at this. Oh, okay. It looks something like out of Star Fox. Again, more chaos. If it describes it. Disfigured. Anarchy. Data. Let's see. I guess deciphering. Huh. We're almost done. What do I feel is present here? I know I keep gravitating towards these three, but I see like the most fitting out of these options. I've chosen chaos a lot, but there's a lot going on. Wouldn't say numbness because there's a lot going on. I guess chaos. It doesn't seem very relaxing. Vapor. I like this one, the Jowls of Death. I like that one. Let's see here. Oh, there's more? Okay, it doesn't necessarily seem like anger, but definitely chaos. What do you feel describes the picture the best? Um, Solstice, eclipse. Let's go eclipse. Picture is called Solar Blade is cool. Sonic Boom, Red Angel. Let's go Broken Seal. Just a few more. What emotion do you feel is most present here? Hey, this is an interesting one. It's all warped out. Let's see. I guess I could see this being relaxing. I guess Sphere. Spiral World, Marble of Time. I guess, yeah, Marble of Time. That's surprising, is it? Almost there, you said that before, mate. Emotion do I feel present here? Just relaxation. Nebula. Leaves, burden, soulless space. Vaporous forms, sure. Very good. Last one, alright. What emotion do I feel here? Something shattering, something's warping the light. Chaos. Void. The sound of silence. Alright, we're done with that, thank God. Your answers have been documented well. Goddamn, I'm getting tested for being autistic again. Deep in your subconscious they dwell. But I'm not finished with you just yet. There are still some truths that have yet to be met. As a matter of fact, this is only the start. We will have a great deal of fun before we part. So let me challenge you on another level still. I will pick your brain until I get my fill. The next set of questions will test your conscience more. And again, your honesty I do implore. Let us begin. 1 year, you're running a little low on funds to purchase presents around the holiday. So you decide to spend $1 and get everyone in your family a lottery ticket. You give each of them their own lottery ticket and wish them the best of luck. The drawing is held, and one of your family members hits the jackpot, but it's someone who you don't really get along with, and just bought a present for out of moral obligation. Now that fucking sucks. They plan to keep the money all for themselves, as they fear it was their ticket. How does this make you feel? Angry, like what the fuck? I guess angry or I think it's more envy. I guess, yeah, probably either anger or jealous. Like what the fuck? That sucks. I'm not happy for them. Fuck them. Indifferent. Or maybe I could eventually reach indifference. Like that's the way life goes. But no. I guess my original. Initially, I'd probably feel pissed off. Like what the fuck? This is bullshit. Very well. What would you do? What would you wish to do in this situation? Ooh. Stealing won't do it, so I didn't like him anyway, so it's off the bastard. If the roles were adverse, and you were given a winning lottery ticket, would you share the money with your least favorite family member who bought you the ticket in the first place? As much as I wouldn't like them, if they bought it for me, yeah, it seems like an obligation. They're the one who got it. I see. Now you're walking through a forest. You come across a black suitcase. Inside the case rests $1 million. Alongside the money, there lies a blood-stained note with one word written on it. The note simply says, "Don't." How does this make you feel? Interesting. Not such as scared, more like curious and anxious. Like, what does this mean? Don't. It seems like it'd be deliberately planted there, so I'd be anxious. Be like, what the fuck is this shit? And what would you do in this situation? Grab the suitcase and run back to my car? Take as much money as I could and leave the rest? Call the police? A blood. This is don't. I'm not a superstitious individual. I am not an individual who believes in spirituality or, like supernatural phenomenon, but if there's something like that, it's either it was left by someone who got caught with it or died trying to get it, or there is something that's fucking with you, or it's either a prank, but it seems like a weird type of prank, so I'm thinking, because $1 million, fuck me, that is a lot. That's life changing. If there was no note there, then I would just take it, but just how cryptic that is. There's definitely seeming like there'd be some consequences or some kind of other caveat there. And as much as, again, I don't believe in the supernatural, I don't think I should tempt it. Maybe I call the police. Maybe I pocket. But then again, it could be like saying if you take anything, you could be fucked up. Hate the police, but fine, let them know. If the note wasn't covered in blood, would it change your decision at all? Oh yeah, it would. Interesting. Yeah, it's the blood thing that's getting me up, because that means like there was a lot more intention there. But even so, even if the note was just in ballpoint penning, then that's still fascinating. The devil appears in your room at night while you're alone, just about to fall asleep, and tells you he has a special, one-time offer for you. In exchange for your soul and eternal damnation, he will let you choose from one of 3 glorious bargains. He has not told you what these bargains are yet. How does he make you feel? Scared? That wasn't my fool? Suspicious? I don't think the devil truly exists? Intrigued? I wonder what he's willing to offer me. Angry? Suspicious. I mean, again, I'm not a religious individual and I'm not a very spiritual individual, but I mean, if they claim it, then it depends on how they manifest. If they're like this fucking like demon with hellfire and they're controlling a bunch of shit, then okay, yeah, they're the devil. Religion was right, Christianity was right, I was wrong all along. Okay, let's figure this out. But if they're just coming in the form of like a man like Lucifer, well, one, how the fuck did you get into my house? And again, suspicious, like, I don't believe in, yeah, so I guess suspicious. The devil goes on to assure you that whether or not you believe him to truly be the devil, he surely is. And to prove his point, he demonstrates magnificent magical prowess and drags you to hell for a split second before transporting you back in your bedroom. Alright, in that case, Christianity was right all along. I guess it's time for me to convert. In that second, you could feel a lifetime of pain and suffering in the most unimaginable ways possible. Hideo goes on to tell you of his offers in exchange for the soul to see if you can strike a bargain. Which of these would you choose in exchange for your soul? All the wealth and power in the world, you never age but can still die from physical injury. You can bring one person back from the dead. Okay, so all the wealth and power, out the window. No, okay? If, again, eternity for, damnation, no, fuck that. Bring one person back? Again, no, I'm not bringing one person back from the dead to eternally damn my soul. I don't believe in that kind of crap, but again, assuming that it is, no. This one is the only one that's kind of interesting. You never age, but can still die from physical injury. And in imagining that you never age, you still will eventually perish because, the world itself will last. Imagining like you were the most careful individual out there and you never came across any harm and you managed to live for hundreds and thousands of years. let's say hypothetically you did that, some shit's gonna happen where you will die, and in that time, then you have to deal with, eternal damnation. Because, it's like they said in Beetlejuice, life is short, but death is super long. So, nope, I'm not doing that shit. Nope, if he brought me down to hell and I have confirmation, fuck that. If offered you a deal of some other kind, would you accept it in exchange for... No, again, eternity is a long-ass time. Fuck that. I see. Civilization is about to come to an end as a plague sweeps the globe, turning everyone who perishes into a mindless zombie who hungers for living flesh. Okay? You watch as everyone you know becomes gravely ill and turns, except for 5 of your closest friends and family. How does this make you feel? Everyone I know except for 5 of my closest friends and family? Interesting. In a way, I mean, it would be fun to experience it. Because, I don't know, it's not something that I would fear of and I think could be fun. Again, it would suck in some ways, I'm sure, but again, I mean, hey, you're totally free. I look at, like, a zombie apocalypse in much more of a Zom 100 kind of way rather than, fucking, like, World War Z kind of thing. If it was kind of like Zom 100, then hell yeah, let's do this shit. And 5 of your close... I mean, that's all I really have. I mean, 5 is honestly pushing it, but yeah, let's fucking do it. If you knew that a zombie apocalypse was coming in 10 years from now and you could prevent it happening, would you? If I know it's happening and we can stop it, yeah, it's a lot of death. I don't want it to happen, but if it does happen, let's fucking do it. You've been working at a company for 10 years, and you've been promised a very important and incredibly lucrative promotion. However, someone hired only a number of weeks ago has been promoted to the position you were promised. What the fuck? That's what the union is for! Your boss essentially tells you tough luck, and that maybe one day you'll get the position, and that he had to promote the other employee as a favor for a friend. How does this make you feel? Fucking angry! Like, what the fuck? Again, you can't trust anyone. I wouldn't say, probably betrayal if they promised it. Like, what the fuck? But I'd mostly feel angry. Like, that was bullshit, okay? And I'd probably go call the union and have them, to fuck them over. You've also learned a few secrets about the company that could be disastrous if they were to escape, and such as the fact that they haven't been properly reporting their income for the last decade. Oh, really now? Really? They were doing some tax evasion? Some cheeky, embezzlement? What would you wish to do in this situation? Threaten to report my boss? Honestly, I wouldn't even threaten them. I would just do it. I would just report them for fraud. Sabotage? Nah, I don't need to get that because I don't want to work for them. Quit my job? No, I'm letting them know. Threaten. I'm gonna let them know. If the roles were reversed and you were hired and promoted as a favor over someone more deserving, would you accept it? No, that's shitty. No, I'm not gonna accept a position based on narcissism, especially if I know that someone else who's been working there for fucking years wasn't promised it. No, that's shitty. I see. Very interesting. You're home alone at night, cooking food in your kitchen, and you turn around to realize that someone is watching you through the window in the darkness. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that's definitely not a scenario I've been in nearly... I mean, yeah, it's not like I almost every night cook alone in my kitchen at night. Yeah, I know. They have their face and hand pressed up in the window, and they make direct eye contact with you before turning and running out of sight around the other side of the house. How does this make you feel? Fucking, obviously, like, either anxious or scared. Like, what the fuck? I guess either scared or anxious. I mean, I feel like those go hand in hand. You'd feel both scared and anxious. Like, where'd they go? What's gonna happen? Oh god, oh dear god, oh dear god. And, cause yeah, that'd be fucking scary as shit. I guess in this instance, it'd be less about where they go and more anxious, like what's going to happen. Because you know that there's somewhere in the proximity, so I guess anxious. And what do you think you'd do in this situation? Lock the doors and call the police, grab the nearest weapon in the house and prepare myself, check to see if everyone in the house was safe. You can do both of these things. I would lock the doors, call the police, grab a weapon, and prepare myself until the police arrive. Yeah, lock the doors and call the police. If the face you saw in the window was that of a supernatural entity and not of a human being, would your answers change at all? Interesting, supernatural. If it's the only thing I might change is that I might just try to get out of the house and try to go to a neighbor's, but even then, I'm not sure if I'd really do that. And if it was supernatural, if you're going outside, that could immediately lead to your demise, so honestly, it would be the same. I'd still, call the police. But then again, it'd be pretty much the same thing. More potential scenarios, but I'm going to ask for more simplistic answers as a result. Alright then. You're not feeling too well, so you go to the doctor. The doctor runs a series of tests and gets back to you shortly after to announce some grave news. It turns out that you're contracted an incredibly rare illness that there is currently no cure for. The illness causes complete body paralysis within 6 months of contraction, meaning that less than a half a year from now, you will be rendered unable to move, blink, talk, or any form of expression whatsoever. Oh dear God. You can't move, blink, talk, or anything? Just stuck? You will need to be kept alive on a feeding tube, and you'll never be able to communicate with anyone else ever again. Just being kept alive on machines in a vegetative state. Fuck that, just put me in the goddamn Canadian suicide booth. Would you want to be kept alive in this state? Or pull the plug, let me die, fuck this shit. That's not living. How would you like to spend the last 6 months of your life while still mobile? Pursuing all the things I want to do, all the dreams I haven't done yet. Yeah, I'd be traveling, I'd be seeing everything, I'd be doing all the shit. All the shit, and I'd be saying, hey, I only got 6 months to do. I want to do this. Get me in. Yeah. There are diseases out there that can put you in that sort of unfortunate situation. Does knowing this motivate you to do things you've never done before and pursue more from life? Or do you feel relatively unaffected by the knowledge that this could potentially happen to you at any point in time? If I'm being honest, that right now it doesn't change anything because the chances of that happening, while possible, are, honestly for me, incredibly slim. Again, I don't want to be totally complacent because anyone can get anything at any time. Like how I could wake up tomorrow and figure out, oh, I got ass cancer, that sucks for me. But at the same time, I can't say for me right now, it's a major motivation, it's just, that's life. So, I'm afraid it doesn't change too much, I'm afraid. Noted. You have a pet dog whom you have raised since its birth. 3 years have passed, and it's the best dog you've ever had. Okay, because the dog's 3 years old. You love it like it's your own child. One day, he runs away in the middle of the night, chasing after a wild animal in the darkness. You search everywhere for your dog, but no matter what you do, you can't make any progress. About a month passes, and you still haven't seen any trace of your four-legged friend, until one morning, you awaken to the sound of a familiar barking. You rush outside to find that your elderly neighbor, in his late 80s, is out on his front lawn, joyously playing with your dog. He has named the beast Johnny, and him and your dog seems to be having the time of your life. You rush over there and hug your dog, and he excitedly lifts your face. Your neighbor says, Johnny's a good boy, isn't he? I lost him when I was just a boy, around your age, but he's come back. Johnny's finally come back and we're together again. Oh boy, dementia. Come to find out, the elderly neighbor is suffering from dementia. recently brought on by the stress and heartache of losing his life just a couple months prior to finding your dog. Ah, fuck. A couple months prior. This dementia has caused him to believe that your dog, Johnny, is his old dog from his childhood coming back into his life to make him happy and keep him company. The dog seems to be in great shape, very happy, and well looked after, and you know that telling the old man that it isn't really his dog and that it's your dog would break his heart and crush him. Ah, fuck. Would you break the news to him that it isn't his dog and take Johnny home with you? Or would you let him keep the dog and choose to visit him daily and play and go for walks? Oh, if you could and choose to visit him daily and play, yeah, just get the old dog, keep the man. It's not like you're saying goodbye to ever. No, that's easy. It is a hard choice. No, you're still seeing the dog every day. You're still friends with the dog. Like, you still love the dog. Like, yeah, like, this is a no-brainer. Besides, if we're being honest, homeboy's in his 80s. He has dementia. He, likely won't be around for longer than 5 years if we're being honest here, and then the dog is all yours again. Like, yeah, we can offer this old man just a little bit of peace. Let the old man keep the dog. Again, we still see the dog. We're not saying goodbye. This is easy. Does this story make you sad at all? I mean, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but I mean, it has a happy ending now, so... yeah, a little bit of sad, because yeah, dementia is a bitch. Can you imagine yourself in the old man position, being so alone in life and finding one thing that makes you feel less alone, and potentially having to face it being ripped away from you once again? Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see myself there. As much shit as I can give old people, try to be nice to them when you can. They've got their own shit. Let's say you were viciously murdered by a serial killer, and you fell for one of their traps as they lured you in and made you their latest victim. Okay then, I'm dead. Now let's also say that you are given a unique opportunity in the afterlife as you return as a spirit to roam the earth. However, you are bound to two potential options, and only two. You can either choose to haunt your assailant, make his life miserable, hopefully foiling his plans to kill in the future, and potentially save lives in the process. Or, you can spend your time as a spirit among your still living family and friends, guiding them in positive ways, and making their lives better. You are bound to whichever option you choose until either your family and friends are no longer living, or your killer is no longer living. You cannot choose both. That's difficult. That is difficult. Do I choose revenge? What happens once they're all dead? Once I am no longer bound, what happens then? Do I just become a wandering spirit, going wherever the wind takes me? Because I guess the option with the killer is that you could potentially be saving other people's lives, potentially, stopping them from hurting anyone else. That is difficult. As much as I would want the bastard to get justice, I think if there's a way that I could better the lives of, friends and family, then again, they'd probably be fucking distraught and in a whole lot of pain seeing me, and that would be difficult to see them, But if I could improve their lives and, try to make things better for them, and if there are ways I know I could make it better, then yeah. Do you think you have it what it takes to drive your killer insane and push him over the edge? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, believe me, I have experience with psychologically torturing my ops to death to the point where they want to kill themselves, and the point where they have killed themselves. Oh yeah. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Do you believe that this scenario is possible? No, I don't believe in the afterlife, but hey, it's a fun story. If this situation happened to a family or friend, and they were viciously killed, which situation would you rather them choose? Ah, fuck. Honestly, I'd probably want them to stay with friends and family, because if they're just constantly bound to their killer and constantly seeing them, that's just going to fill them with so much rage, anger, hate, pain. I don't want them to go through that. Next question. One night, you go to sleep. and get a good rest that feels like the best sleep you've ever had. You wake up in an unfamiliar room, in an unfamiliar bed. You look in the mirror, and you hardly recognize yourself. You look as though you've aged 20 years. Ah, it's a Rip Van Winkle shit. There's a sticky note on the television that says, "Press play." So you oblige the note and hit the play button to reveal a message that's been left for you by all of your friends and family that are still alive and well, though they all seem to be 20 years older as well. They explain to you that every single day for the last 20 years, you've repeated the same day over and over. Due to a severe head injury, your memory doesn't last more than 24 hours, so each day when you sleep, all recollection of what took place 24 hours prior is wiped entirely. Your loved ones has made a video for you to let you have say in your potential future. You have the option of either watching this video every day, so you know what's going on, and you can continue to progress your life, even though you won't have any recollection of it, or you can continue living as you have been, repeating the same day over and over, living in ignorant bliss. Which one do you choose? I'd rather watch the video every day. I don't want to be stuck in purgatory or limbo. Would you be upset if your family kept the truth for you for 20 years, even though they felt like it was for your good? Yeah, I'd be fucking pissed. Why didn't you let me know sooner? That's 20 years down the shitter. If your best friend was in this situation, would you make a video for them, telling them the truth? Or would you let them repeat every day exactly the same, in order to keep them happy? No, I want them to know the truth. I don't want them to be in ignorant bliss. That's shitty. Alright, they'd be pissed at me as well, okay? They want to know what's going on. I will take note of your answer. You've come to find through frantic digging in the attic and reading the old files and newspapers that your parents are famed psychologists. Interesting, okay. You've also come to find they aren't really your parents. In fact, they're not even related to you at all. From what you can gather through your new discoveries, the story tells of a young child who developed psychotic tendencies and went into a trance before murdering their parents in a tragically brutal way. However, that child suffered so much trauma from the event of the loss of their parents, once the trance had worn off, they repressed the memory of their parents' death, blocking it completely from their mind. 2 psychologists took the child into treatment, performed studies against the child's knowledge, raising that child to be a fully functional adult, while playing the role of the child's real parent to gather further data, and potentially help the child avoid a terrible life in the process. You are that child. Would you resent your parents? No. They're doing their best, and I mean, it makes sense why they did that. They don't want another serial killer on their hands. I mean, it would suck to find out that, you're fucked up in the head like that. Well, more fucked up than you first thought, but I wouldn't resent them, no. Would you be grateful they gave you a second chance? Yeah. It'd be unsettling, but yeah, I'd be grateful. Would you feel betrayed? No, I mean, what else were they gonna do? Put me in a fucking loony bin? Would you confront your parents about the articles? Yeah, I'd probably say, like, hey, I don't resent you for this. I don't hate you. I understand what you did it. But I know this now, so let's have a discussion. Would you do the same for a child in a similar position? If you were in your parents' position? I don't think I would do it. No, I wouldn't want anything to do with that kid. Interesting. I have one final scenario for you before we move on. The end of the world has come and gone, and all that's left are post-apocalyptic soldiers, roaming the lands, combing through towns, and laying waste to any survivors in their path, in hope of claiming their equipment for themselves, in order to survive this harsh, barren wasteland known as planet Earth. You get in good with a large colony of soldiers, and spend about 6 months with them before they decide you're not pulling your weight, and in order to save the very few food rations they have left, they exile you from the compound and send you out to fend for yourself. You decide to venture into a neighboring town in hopes of finding food that was left behind by raiders, and it only takes you about a day and a half before you strike gold. A hidden underground bunker, stockpiled to the brim with enough food to feed an entire colony for a year. Now, you have a few choices to make. Would you go back to the colony and tell them about the bunker? Or would you stay in the bunker all by yourself? Back to the bunker! No, I'm not telling them. Like, if I was with the soldiers, they'd kick me out. And if they, if they do the shit of they go to each town and, like, take all their other shit and take all the survivors, what the hell do you think they're gonna do to me? No, fuck that. I can't trust them. No, fuck that. This is my shit, okay? They can eat shit and die. Fuck that. If you could only choose to tell some of the soldiers about the bunker and let them, and so you could lead the new colony, but exile the soldiers who exiled you, would you do it? You could choose to tell some of the soldiers and let them in so you could lead a new colony. No. I have a lot better chance of survival on my own, and I can't trust any of them. No. If you were to lead a new colony, would you build it based on savagery and raiding, or would you build it based on sharing and compassion? If you base it on savagery and raiding, that's just going to create more enemies, and it's probably not going to be good for the people in it. So, no. That's just going to lead to disaster. If you were the leader of the colony that exiled you, except it was you who exiled someone who wasn't pulling their weight, and that person just so happened to find themselves in a similar situation where they found the jackpot, and they refused to share with you in the colony, would you raid them and steal it for yourself, or would you keep them there found? I mean, if I was in the leader position, then yeah, I would still do it because that would be resources for, my group. I don't know if I would be as savage as this scenario, but even so, I mean, you could see this in a different position. Let's say, like, it was like an asshole that you kicked out who was being a prick and threatening everyone else's security, and you found that out. Then yeah, we can raid their ass. Very interesting. Well, that wraps up this portion of the test. But I need more from you before I allow you to rest. A choice here, a choice there. Which would you rather? Moral dilemmas abound from what I can gather, and you will answer clearly, crisp, and concise. Will you be selfish, or is your conscience a vice? Just mere moments from now, we both shall see the difference between who you are and who you wish to be. Let us begin. Would you rather abandon the person you love most, or be abandoned by the person you love most? Ah, fuck. I'm thinking. I mean, both options suck. Let's see. Let's think about this rationally. Let's say I have to abandon the person who I do love the most. They would likely have other support systems in place. They would likely be able to rebound back because I'm sure they have other people in their life who are incredibly important. Though, the then again, I'm sure that would cause them a lot of pain. But I'm sure that they could come back. Be abandoned by the person I love most? God, that would suck. I'm sure they would have their reasons for doing so, but just knowing my own personality traits and my own shit I have, that would probably hit me really damn hard. Looking at it from a more practical angle, as much as it would suck to do, I think if I were to be the one doing abandoning for whatever reason, moving on to whatever else, I think that they would, even though it would hurt them, I think that they could come back easier. Would you rather have friends in high places who can get you anything you wanted, but didn't necessarily care about you, or friends who couldn't give you anything, but they feel a deep personal bond with? Stronger bond, that's gonna lead you much farther in life. This one, that's It's some out of obligation. That's not good to have. It's just gonna fuck you over later. Would you rather find $10,000 and get to keep it to yourself, or find $20,000 but have to keep split it 4 ways between your closest friends and family? Closest friends and family. So it'd be 5,000. So it'd be 5,000 for me, and then 15,000 for other people. I think 4 ways. I think that's just the more practical things, because if they are really that close to me, I'm sure that that cash will end up coming back to me anyways. So yeah. Would you rather cheat on your partner but never get caught, or knew that your partner cheated on you but you have no way of proving it? Oh, fucking hell. Cheat on my partner would never get caught, get cheated on with no evidence to prove it. Again, I never advocate for cheating and any of that. Know that your partner cheated. I guess in this instance that it's never getting caught and no one knows except myself, I think that would cause less pain. Because if you know someone did something but you have no evidence, that hatred and that resentment, that's just gonna build, that's just gonna fester, and that's just gonna build. That's if it has to be done, no one knows. Would you rather get rich through illegal means or be poor but live an honest life? Depends on how dishonest it is. Like, who are we fucking over here? Because I have done plenty of things that are not within the realms of the law. That's all I can say, that I have no regrets over and I have no qualms with. Let's just say that beyond bounty hunting, I have done plenty of things that are not viewed too favorably. So, yeah, I can do some crime. Would you rather press a button that would kill your favorite pet, or press a button that would kill your favorite family member? Oh, fucking hell. These both suck. Okay, well, I only have. Oh, God damn it. Okay, well, choosing a favorite pet is incredibly difficult because when you have multiple pets, you ideally love them all equally, or love them all. Sure, there you have one that you have the strongest connection with, but favorite family member. Okay, here's my own thoughts on this. For me personally, favorite family member is in a much higher tier than other family members than favorite pet would be compared to other pets, if that makes sense. So while I would never want any harm to come to the pets, it would be a lot easier to recover. Would you rather get fired from a high paying job or have to fire your friend from a high paying job? Oh, fuck. I mean, if you do that, that could destroy a friendship. I mean, you ultimately have to look out for yourself at the end of the day, but. Uh, uh, maybe it could be done if it was like, saying it's out of my control, I'm just the messenger, because it would absolutely suck. It would be awful, and I'm sure that there are ways that you could explain it, saying like, I don't want to do this, I absolutely hate that's doing it, but I'm just the messenger, it's out of my control. I guess it really depends. Is it my decision to fire them, or is it coming from an external source? And I'm just the messenger. Like, how does a corporate letter work here? I guess the way I see it is that if I still have a high paying job, I'm assuming we both have high paying jobs in this scenario. I know that if they get fired, in the best case scenario, it's out of my control. They know it's out of my control, and while it absolutely sucks, they understand that I'm just the messenger. And in that scenario, because I still have the high paying job, I can help them rebound back into something else, and I can provide some financial security for them. I don't know if it would be the same if the situations were flipped. So as much as it would suck, yeah. Would you rather sleep with your step sibling or sleep with your best friend's partner? While again, neither is either. Best friend's partner, that's friendship ending. That's friendship ending. And depending on the circumstance with step sibling, again, not ideal. I don't have any, but it could be you didn't know them very long. It could be you've known them before, but in different contexts. I mean, hell, it could be a fucking domestic girlfriend situation where they were technically a lover, or you technically were a fuck buddy before, and they became a step sibling. Like, come on, there are situations where the step sibling is a lot less worse than the partner. So yeah, step sibling. Would you rather save your best friend from certain death and let 1,000 strangers die, or save 1,000 strangers and let your best friend die? If they're strangers and I don't know them, I have no loyalty towards them. Would you rather get free food for the rest of your life or rescue a starving child from a third world country? Free food for the rest of my life? I mean, that is a big, that could do a lot of good for me because I am not exactly very liquid myself. So, sorry, kid, I gotta look out for myself in this scenario. And I don't know how high quality the food is. Well, that depends. I would have to know what kind of food it is. If it's anything I would have wanted, then obviously free food. If it's within like a certain income, depending on the choice, it's then yeah, free food. However, if let's say it's like, hey, no matter what, you can get a free bowl of oatmeal any time of the day, then I would give it to the starving child because I don't want oatmeal. That fucking sucks. Like, yeah, it's gonna stave off hunger, but that would suck. I don't want oatmeal first be free. No. I'm imagining this is the best case scenario where it's good food or things that I would enjoy, or hell, even anything I want. Then hell yeah. So that's what I'm assuming. That could easily be like a monkey paw scenario where the monkey paws curl, you get free food, but it's only gruel, you bastard. Or it's like your like most hated dish because it's technically free food, but hey, you get to eat escargot for the rest of your life, fucko. Hey, you didn't. Hey, you want free food? Well, here you go. You get to flambe rabbit every day. God, that would be awful. Would you rather be rich without family or poor but with family? That does depend. I'll be honest, being broke sucks. Being broke absolutely sucks. But it depends. Because being broke but you have obligations with other people is very damn difficult. I could honestly get by on my own. It wouldn't be pleasant, but assuming I still have my same mentality, you could build stuff up. Would you rather have to steal food for the rest of your life in order to eat, or steal enormous amounts of money from the wealthy, but have to destroy the money immediately after? Oh, fucking hell. Steal food for the rest of your life? Lots of money. So there's really no gain here, you're just taking shit away. And if you have to steal food, that's going to make life incredibly difficult. Actually, like, incredibly difficult. Like, if that's the only way you can eat, that's going to be difficult. Whereas stealing the money, yeah, it's not going to be easy, but at the very least, that's not going to be actually, like, as, like, life threatening, like, immediately. Or, like, you're stuck in a scenario. Because if you can only eat by stealing food, that makes life incredibly difficult. Because now you're just going to be focused, like, the majority of your life on trying to find your next meal. Whereas if you have at least some savings, but you have to use most of your time stealing money and not using it, it sucks, but at least you can get by. And if we can fuck over some billionaires, then hell yeah. 4 years in the military during wartime, or move to a third world country and never be allowed to return home. Yes, we're going to the military. I don't want to go to a third world country. They have jack all. They have fuck all, okay? I have a certain quality of life that I am used to that I do not want to sacrifice. Thank you very much. While I could adapt, I do not wish to. And again, war would suck, but Just because I'm in the military does not mean I'm on the battlefield. It does not mean I'm in active war zones. I could literally be a commissar in the kitchen, okay? I am fine with being, the mess hall cook, all right? Or doing that shit. Or, being cook for officers. They need those. So yeah, I'll do that. 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Ow, ow, stretch. Ah, man, this last game is going on longer than I thought. We've been doing it for like at least, the stream's been going on for 2 hours, but I've been doing the game for at least 90 minutes. Would you rather be traveling 10 miles above the speed limit always, or 10 miles below the speed limit? 10 miles above, so nothing's changed. That's just how I always roll. Literally nothing changed. Would you rather never have sex for the remainder of your life, or have to have sex every day in order to survive? Now that is interesting. Never have sex again or have sex. So, is it provided to me? Because let's say in order to have sex in every day, you have to go out, find someone to bang. You have to go out and get that. You either have to find a girl to pick up and hook up with, or you have to go to a brothel or find a hooker and get that. And at the same time, what qualifies as sex? Because sometimes people only view sex as penetrative. Some people only view it in other ways. Sometimes people can look at sex in a very subjective light. So I have to ask, what qualifies as sex in this scenario? Okay, is it purely penetrative, where I have to put my dick in someone's pussy or ass, or is it could it does oral sex count? Could I get a blowjob and that counts? Some people classify mutual masturbation as sex. I've heard some people classify hand jobs as sexual interactions or as sex. It really depends on how the sex is qualified. And if you have to have sex every day in order to survive, would that be provided to me? Could you say, hey, you have to have sex every single day, but hey, you can have any bitch you want? Like, we would just provide that to you. Like, come on, there are a lot of questions I have here. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. There are no additional caveats here, so the way I see it is that you have to find the sex yourself. Is that you have to find a partner, you have to find that. So if you're within a marriage, your partner has to do something to you. And worst case scenario, it would have to be penetrative every time. So for me, being, male with a dick, I would have to be doing that. So it's not as difficult for me. I would still get tired, I'm sure, but having to do it every single day, that would suck. If it's something not as bad, like let's say, I don't know, you have to. And that's the thing. In order for it to classify as sex, do I have to climax? Is that a case? Because even if you don't climax, you still smashed. But does it say in order to classify as sex in their eyes, do I have to nut? Is that what the situation is classifying? Okay, there are a lot of questions I have here. What qualifies as sex? Okay, there are a lot of variables at play here. So yeah, if we're thinking worst case scenario, I have to find the bitch every day. I have to go out and, stick my dick inside them every day, and I have to nut. That will be difficult because, and assuming that you don't have a partner and you have to go to a brothel or all that, that costs money. That shit ain't cheap. You are gonna deprive your savings pretty fast unless you're really well off. Which, surprise, surprise, I am not. That would take up either your entire day trying to find someone to sleep with, or all your savings. If you already have a partner, I'm sure the answer may be different. I do not. I guess if it was an ideal situation where you can say, hey, you have to have sex every day, but we will provide you whoever you want. Your ideal woman can be every day. We will find someone for you, either a replica, or if you want someone, we'll just find for you. Then it becomes more of a discussion there. But if it all lies solely on me, then yeah, no more sex. I mean, hey, I've gone this long without it, I can go longer. Would you rather be addicted to hardcore drugs for 10 years, but make a full recovery, or addicted to alcohol for the rest of your life? Ooh. How long will the recovery process be? Because if it's hardcore drugs, that can, like, I mean, it says you make a full recovery, but how long is the recovery process going to be after that 10 years? Because recovery can also last a long time. That could be another 10 years for like a total of 20 years potentially. Ah. And again, that you can always be like wasting those 10 years. If you're addicted to hardcore drugs, you could just be nothing but, fucking like shooting up fent like for 10 years. So like you could be wasting that 10 years and the additional time for recovery. As much as you don't want to be an alcoholic, being an alcoholic is awful. You don't want to do that. There are ways to be a functional alcoholic. Again, I don't advocate for that, but I think that there are ways to be a functional alcoholic rather than, if it's hardcore drugs, that 10 years are just going to be wasted. So, fine. Would you rather live to be 200 years old in a perfectly preserved youthful body and have to watch your friends and family die around you, or live to be 70 but die before your friends and family? Interesting. So for 70 but die before your friends and family, does that preserve their life like longer? Because it says friends and family. Like let's say you have a grandmother who was like 90 years old, and let's say like the person taking this quiz is like 30. Does that extend the grandma's life 40 years? Does it do that? Because that could be a whole different discussion there. You could be preserving someone's life by a good number of years, like if that just automatically assures it. That being said, for my scenario, if I knew I was going to be 200 years old, interesting. Well, in some ways, that puts it takes off a lot of pressure. To like, okay, I know how long I'm going to live. Well, that would reframe things a lot. I'd probably want to outlive them then. But then again, ooh. But then again, 70. Again, that's not super old, not super young though. Die before your friend, but die before your friends and family. Ugh. Because if it's specifically die before your friends and family, that ensures that friends and family are going to be living that long, which in some ways could be preserving their lives. This is difficult. This is very difficult. Because I'm just looking at it from my own perspective. Because, with the 200 years, that's just life is getting progressing as normal. But with the 70 years, you could really be extending someone's life potentially. I changed my mind. 70 and die before. Yeah, let's do that. Would you rather sacrifice all your friends in order to survive, or sacrifice both of your parents? Damn. Well, that depends. What qualifies as a friend? Does it have to be someone that you think is a friend? Or could it be someone that you're friendly with? Could it be an acquaintance? What if someone else decides that you are a friend, but you don't necessarily consider them a friend? Are they included as well? Because that could be a whole lot of people. That could be a whole shit ton of people. Sacrifice all your friends in order to survive? Or sacrifice both your parents? So it's for our own survival. Okay, I misread that at first. Damn. I'm gonna say this from the perspective of my own friends. What I consider to be a friend, which is not many. I do not consider many people to be friends. Damn. If it's a have to, if there's no other option, you have to. Yes, I sacrifice for friends. I don't want to, but if you have to, I'd rather do that than my folks. Would you rather get acknowledgement for the work that you didn't do, or hard work for the rest of your life, but not receive any praise for it? Damn. I think if I get acknowledged for something I didn't do, well, that depends on what comes with it. If I get acknowledged for work I didn't do, is that like specifically mean that someone else did it and they're not getting the accolades? With the acknowledgement, does that put me in higher graces by other people for like potential promotion, potential bonuses? Because while I don't necessarily care about the validation, if there are external factors that contribute to it that would benefit me, then that's more of a discussion that I'm open to. Because for me, I don't necessarily care about validation. I don't care about praise, but there could be connections here. There could be opinions of myself that are elevated that could really benefit me, which I will take. Like if I'm getting considered for a bonus and people think, hey, Val did all that shit, he did a damn good job. We should consider that. And I didn't do it. I don't care. If I'm still like, in consideration for the bonus, I'll take it. So I guess that's the case. I'm interpreting it. They purposely leave it a bit vague, so you make your own interpretations. I'm interpreting that I am not taking the accolades from anyone else. Like, let's say in this instance, you're balancing a budget, but it's done by a computer, but they don't know it's done by a computer, so they give the acknowledgement to me, and then I can get a promotion or a bonus. I will gladly take that, and that's what I'm interpreting, so I'm doing that. Would you rather punch a nun or get punched by a nun? And we're back to this question. All right, we must be getting to the end. All right, I'm gonna punch a nun. Okay, well, there's still more. Would you rather lose all the money you've earned this year, or lose all the memories you've gained this year? Fuck. So either lose an entire year of memories. I guess is the money I've earned this year worth the memories I've earned this year? Because if you lose all the memories, damn. I have to admit, this year has not been the best for me. It's not been the best for anyone. It's been a pretty shitty year, if I'm being honest. So I wouldn't be losing too much, but there are some memories in there that are quite useful, I must say. Not all of them, but there are some. Damn. I don't want to lose the money I've earned this year, though. That would suck. Ah, money is money, but you can always gain, but you can always make more money. You can't make memories that are lost. Fuck. Would you rather flip a coin for a chance of winning $20 or immediately win 10? So it's 50-50 to get 20 or nothing, or keep a guaranteed 10. Damn. That's only $20. That's not that much. And for that much, yeah, do a coin flip. Would you rather know how you die or know when you die? Hmm. How or when? I'd rather know when, because if it's a how and let's say it says hit by a truck, you're always going to be paranoid about that. Right versus rather than when, then you can like get your life in order and go like, okay, I have this long, let's figure it out. I'll go when. I think that's would lead to a better life. Would you rather be blind but able to see crystal clear underwater, or be deaf always? I'm guessing that you can't like cheese it by like having water. Yeah, you have to be underwater. I'd say blind except for underwater because there's a way to change it. Yeah. Would you rather give up all internet and social media but be able to travel the world for free, or have the best internet in the world for free but never leave your house? Fuck. This is difficult. This is difficult. never be able to leave your house. So I am very much a homebody. I am very much a homebody. So does that mean that if you have the best internet in the world, you have to fully commit to that house? Like you can never leave that home. You can't move. You can't change locations. You have to permanently stay there forever. Or let's say you want to move, you can move to a different house, but now you have to stay there permanently. I'm probably overthinking it, but there's never leave your house. That would just mean that you'd have to be reliant on other people to get you food and get you other shit. Again, I guess you could order it, but that means you would now have to have a job that you do from home. As much as I am a homebody and I like staying home, and I can spend long periods of time within my home, I've never had like a job that I can do within the bounds of my home, and trying to find that would be difficult, and I don't know if that'd be fulfilling for me. Giving up internet would fucking suck though, man. Damn. As much as it would suck, I think in this scenario, being able to travel for free and go to all kinds of places, I think that would be better. Just value wise, like let's say, like what I don't know if in that question, like let's say, like on the best internet, let's say at most it costs you like 3,000 a month. Again, that's a shit ton for internet, but still, I'm sure it can be done. How would increase it 5,000 a month? You could easily like surpass that in traveling. Jeez, like you can easily spend more than 5,000 a month just by traveling. So yeah, let's do that. I think that's gonna be better value. Would you rather walk barefoot across a bed of hot coals or walk barefoot through a pitch black snake infested corridor? Um, are the snakes venomous? Like, because if through a pitch black snake infested corridor, because if the snakes are venomous or like they won't bite you, you're gonna end up stepping on one probably. If you step on one, they're gonna attack you. How cool you can better plan your action, and while you have to be careful, you have to move fast as shit. I think it's better. That's yeah, let's do that. Would you rather be the judge who sentenced people to death, or the executioner? Executioner, because that's only a job. Sentencing someone to death, while I could definitely do it if I know the person, that's a big decision. And if you fuck up on that decision, hmm. Then again, an executioner job, hmm. Probably the executioner, it's just a job. Not that different than being an assassin. Would you rather have a witch cast a nasty hex on you so you'll always have bad luck, or be haunted by a demon intent on possessing you? Hmm. I'm thinking. Always have bad luck, or always be haunted by a demon? I think the demon's gonna make your life a lot worse than just bad luck. Not great to have, but it's better than having a demon on you. Would you rather be married to someone incredibly beautiful who doesn't find you attractive, or be married to someone whom you're not even remotely attracted, but they find you extremely attractive? Hmm. Have someone infatuated with me, or have someone who I'm infatuated with? If they don't find me attractive, are they still, you know, drawn to me? Do they still love me? Would they still want to be around me? Because even if they don't find me physically attractive, would there be other things? Like, is this just about physical beauty, or is it just about generalized Because if the person is just like repulsed by me and just tolerates me for the bounds of this hypothetical, that would still be miserable because I just have a trophy wife essentially, which I don't want. But even if they don't find me physically attractive, if they still enjoy my presence, enjoy my company, then we can work with that. Versus someone who, if I'm not attracted to them, I don't think I could put up with someone who I did not like in any capacity. Because it says not even remotely attracted to. If that's the case, if I am not even remotely attracted to them, then I don't think I could put up with them. And if they find me incredibly attractive, they might be pushy, they might be, annoying, they might be just. I don't want to worry about that. At least I know if I'm married to someone who's not attracted to me, I could have very much come to peace with it and say like, "Hey, I know you're not attracted to me, so I'm just going to give you space. And if you want to do your own thing, if the bound of the hypothetical is that we're just bound to each other and we can never be, then I could just say like, hey, look, maybe we're married on paper, but if you're really not attracted to me and you really want nothing to do with me, you can go do your own thing. I have accepted that, and I'll find someone else, and we can just have this basically just be a piece of paper that just claims we're together. And at the very least, I'm sure we could find some common grounds of consensus there. So, yeah. Okay, another one of these. High paying job you hate, low paying job you love. Well, there are factors like work hours, there are factors like, because if it's a high paying job that I despise, but I only do it 5 hours a week, then that's better to do. Versus a low paying job that even if I love doing, if I'm doing that 50 hours a week, that would suck. So it really depends on the duration. If they're both equal, like length of time they have to commit, I'm going to assume this. Let's say worst case scenario, you have to do 40, like 50 hours a week at both. I'd rather do a low paying job because I feel like less, that would be less mind draining. Again, if it's a high paying job that's only like, 10 hours a week, that's a different discussion. That becomes a whole different discussion there. But low paying job, I think I'm gonna be drawn more to that. 1 mile home wearing nothing but a pair of socks, or be fully clothed but have to walk 100 miles. Walk 1 mile wearing nothing. 1 mile, that's totally better. 1 mile of humiliation, that's nothing, okay? Is this even a question? What? Walk a mile. Okay, 30 minutes. Okay, if you can only walk, if you're not allowed to run, 30 minutes. Okay. Oh, the horror versus 100 miles. Like, you know how long it takes to walk 100 miles? Fuck that. Okay. Would you rather find $5 in your pocket or have to grab $100 out of a public toilet? And I'll take $100 out of there. I can just wash my hands and wash that after. Would you rather have 100 of your favorite books but never watch a movie again, or have 100 of your favorite movies but never read a book again? Hmm. I think I would have to go with this because I love reading. I absolutely adore reading. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's one of the things that gives me the most joy. However, however, I don't. Oh wait, let me have 100. So in this case, is it saying that you can read outside of the 100, or is it saying that you only have these 100? I'm gonna assume. Okay, the way this is phrased, I'm gonna assume it's saying you only have these 100 and you can't go beyond that. If that's the case, I'll continue where I was off. I love reading. It is very, very, very rare that I ever reread a book. After I read something, I'm usually done with it. Maybe I'll go back for like a reference for like a paragraph or a passage, but it is very, very rare that I reread something that I've fully read through. It is much more common for me to rewatch a movie, so I'd get a much more use out of the 100 movies than the 100 books, I feel. So, yeah. Again, I love reading, but yeah. 20 minutes late to everything or 2 hours early. 20 minutes late. I don't want to be 2 hours early doing fuck all. Well, yeah, 20 minutes is not that long. They might be pissed at me, but again, I'm sure it's fine. Find a dead body or be a witness to a deadly assault. find a dead body. Would you rather be able to change your past or see what the future holds for you? Interesting. Could you be able to change your past multiple times to get the best outcome for your current state? I think changing the past in that instance would be better because you know it's already happened and you can change it to be a favorable outcome. Whereas with the future, maybe you could avoid something, but it's no certainty. It could be one of those cases where it's always going to happen no matter what. So if there's a certainty that you can change things in the past, let's do that. Rather have one really great friend or 100 one really great friend. I don't want mediocrity. Fuck that. I don't want 100 friends. That sounds awful. One really great friend. Would you rather lose all of your teeth or lose one day off your life every time you kiss someone? Well, here's the thing. You can't lose something that you never had. So, it's better for, in my case, I don't kiss people that often. So, yeah. I don't kiss very often, so I'm fine. Would you rather win the lottery and lose the ticket before you can collect the money, or see your worst enemy win the lottery? I'd rather see my worst enemy because while I'd be pissed at they won, I think, and it's not like the other scenario where like you were a contributor to that. If you saw the person you fucking despise win it, then you would be pissed saying like, it should have been me, but I can get over it. If it's something that you win the lottery but you lose it, that shit is gonna haunt you. You're always gonna have that is going to destroy you. I feel that having that amount of money that's like life changing, but you lost it. I think that would be just yeah, that would be awful. Awful. I'd rather see my worst enemy win. I don't have any enemies, but yeah. Would you rather find true love or have your dream job? Interesting. I think for me, I am not really a major romantic, though having a companion does sound nice if it is quote unquote true love. Thing with me is I don't really have a dream job. I don't really have something that I can really claim that that's what I want to do in my life more than anything else. I guess in this case, I don't think I'd really define myself or I have by my work or the career I have. I think yeah, true love in this case. Again, I don't really call myself a romantic, but I'm not really someone who really puts that much value on a career. Have a pause button for life or a rewind? Pause button, you can do a lot more with that. But then again, with a rewind, I think pause button, I'm much more inclined for that. Would you rather drown to death in gasoline or be boiled to death in water? So the gasoline is not going to be fun, but drowning is drowning. As much as gasoline sucks, it's still just drowning, which is not good. But boiling to death is going to be a hell of a lot worse. Would you rather make a new friend every day or get $100 a day for doing nothing but never have any friends? $100. Having constant income, that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice, I have to say. I mean, then again, it's this question is $3,000 a month worth not having any friends? Hmm. For some people, $100 every day is a lot, but it could come to a point where that's not substantial enough. So when you really think about it, is it $3,000 worth it? Phrasing it like that, $3,000 just for having no more friends, probably not worth it. It'd probably really fuck you up. As long as you don't have to maintain contact with 30 people a month, like you just are friendly with them and have a good interaction, then yeah. Would you rather die to save your family or sacrifice your family to save yourself? Would you rather die to save your family? Probably give my life. Would you rather always be hated by the closest to you for something you didn't do? Or have hurt everyone you care about, but they'll never find out it was you? Oof. Damn, this test is going on a long ass time. Hated for those closest to you for something you didn't do? Have hurt everyone you care about, but they'll never find out it was me. Much as it would suck being hated for something, I think that guilt would just build and fester, and I don't want to hurt them. Nah, it's gonna suck, but I'd be easier to live with myself there rather than the guilt. Would you rather sleep with your worst enemy or sleep with someone you know has many incurable STDs? Well, hate sex can go crazy, so. Uh, fuck it. There are women who I find attractive who I despise, so the hate sex can go crazy. Would you rather only eat food you don't like or give up all liquids except water? Give up all liquids except water, okay? Like, there are plenty of amazing other foods out there that I can do. And, hey, it says give up all liquids except water. Like, this. Okay, what qualifies as a liquid? What type of question here? What type of question here? Does this mean I can no longer eat tiramisu because tiramisu is made with coffee? If this means I'm no longer allowed to drink coffee, can I eat tiramisu because it is a dessert made with coffee? Does this mean I'm only allowed to cook with water? Does that mean that I can no longer use soy sauce when I cook because that's a liquid? Can I no longer use any other types of sauces? Am I only allowed to use water? I don't know fully what it's implying here. Yeah, fuck it. This is still better. I don't want to eat food I dislike. Would you rather always listen to music at max volume or always listen to music just above the lowest volume? So that means if you want to listen to it, I think you're gonna have a better time dealing with it at max volume because let's say it's coming out of a pair of headphones, just take the headphones off and put them slightly away, and you'll be more tolerable then. You could find a device that has like its audio shot out, so the max volume is, not max quote unquote. There are ways to make this more tolerable this as opposed to this. Would you rather meet your hero and find out they don't like you, or never meet your hero at all? Never meet them at all. I don't. Yeah, never meet them at all. Would you rather never have met a pet for the rest of your life, or never have friends for the rest of your life? Pets are too important to me, I'm afraid. I have a much closer bond with pets than I do with other humans. Would you rather live life in excruciating pain for the rest of your life, or live a pain free, but everyone you know and love will live in excruciating pain for the rest of your life? I'll put that burden onto myself. I'd rather have one person suffer than so many others, that being me. Oh. Oh, god damn it. We have made it through many categories, except for one. These final questions will be from deep within. I want to see your soul. Dude, it's been 2.5 hours. They have taken me nearly It's taken me nearly as long to finish this one game than the other 2 games combined. I want to see your heartbeat quicken. I want to learn all that you know. I want to see what makes you think. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know your darkest truths. I want to know what makes you sick. I want to expel the truth from yourself. I want to feed on your precious fate. I want to learn all of your love and bathe in all of your hate. So, one last time, we sit together as we await the final revelation. Roll credits. These are the last questions I have. The last examination. Take your time. Do think hard. Savor every moment dearly. For when I am finally finished with you, you will see it all ever so clearly. And here we go. Choose one of the words that you feel resonates with you the most at this very moment. Probably volatile. Wait 1 second. Hmm. Actually, no. I think morbid. Yeah, I think morbid. Choose one of the words that you feel. Okay, yeah, same thing. So, I guess intrigued. Do you ever lie to those that are closest to you? I did. I have. Have you ever hurt someone whom you know didn't deserve it? No, I haven't done anything that destructive. Have you ever lost your temper when you know you shouldn't have? Yes, I have. Have you ever intentionally hurt an animal? Intentionally? No, never. Have you ever blamed someone for something that you know they didn't do? Ever blamed someone for something you know they didn't do? I suppose when I was young, yes, when I was very young, because, children are shitty. If it's saying ever, yeah, when I was younger, again, being a child, being shitty, but in my adult life, no, but it's saying in ever, so I'm being honest. Have you ever abandoned a pet? No, never. What the fuck? Have you ever abandoned a loved one in their time of need? No, nothing about has ever come up for me, but no. Have you ever stolen something from someone you care about? No. Have you ever broken something to spite someone you care about? No. Have you ever played the victim in a situation, even though you haven't been wrong? Not that I can think of, no. Have you ever had romantic feelings for someone who wasn't your partner while you were in a relationship? Well, that's the thing. You can never have that if you've ever been in a relationship. Aha! 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 I'm gonna die alone. Have you ever wished for the death of someone who had wronged you? Many, many, many times, dude. I live off spite. I want death. Have you ever wished for death for a loved one? No, if they're a loved one, I'm not gonna want them dead. If you knew that writing someone's name on a piece of paper would instantly cause their death, would you write down anyone's names? Oh, dude, I'd have a full fucking spreadsheet. Hell yeah. Do you feel like you could spend more time with your loved ones than you currently do? I could, yes. Have you ever owed someone an apology but refused to apologize to them? No. If it's someone who's really like owed one, then I always own up. Do you ever regret worrying too much about things you can't control? Do you ever regret worry? Do you ever regret it? Do I wish I wouldn't? Yes. Do I regret? No, I don't regret anything. Again, I wish I wasn't so anxious or wasn't overthinking too much, but specifically that word, regret. Do I regret anything? No. The past is the past. You can't control it. Do you ever feel like your negativity brings in other people? I try not to let that happen, but there are times when I can be blunt, I can be a little bit callous without intending to, which can bring down the mood of other people. I don't want it to, but that has happened, yes. Do you ever regret not standing up for yourself when you feel you've been wrong? Do you ever regret not standing up? Maybe. Again, it's that word regret. I don't really regret anything in the past, as the past is the past that got me to where I am. Maybe I should have. I don't know. Sure. Because I can be a bit more passive than I should be. You ever feel like you let others influence your decision making too much? Others influence your decision making? For the most part, no, but there are some select individuals who can have an influence that maybe they shouldn't, so at times, yeah, because I second guess myself very much, so other people can influence that. Do you ever wish you have lived a more honest life? No, I've lived pretty alright for my standards. Has your dishonesty ever caused someone else to suffer? No. I'm kind of rushing through it now because I'm getting kind of tired, if I'm being honest. Have you ever had someone leave your life before you had to have something important? No, can't say that. I don't want that to happen, and it's very possible, but no, that hasn't happened yet. Do you ever feel like you prioritize people in your life that are unworthy of your time? No. Do you ever feel like you prioritize your own wants before those who need you most? At times, I have, yes. Do you ever feel like you spend too much time working towards something that you're not truly passionate about? At this moment, no. But do I worry that that could happen in the future? Yes, I really worry about that. I don't want to be working towards something that I think is worthless. But currently, no. But it is a massive concern of mine. Do you feel like you're living up to your true potential? At the moment, no, but I hope to. Do you ever let your fears stop you from pursuing things you truly want? Not really, no. It can there are like worries I have, there are things I can second guess myself, and there's over analyzing, but specifically fears, no. It's just being more decisive with my actions. I feel I need to be doing more, and again, getting off my ass and working, or again, being more productive with my time, I should say. Have you ever refused to try something because you were afraid you would fail? Refuse to try? No, but maybe don't pursue because you feel like you're not good about it enough. So what's the point? I'll say this: not being good at something can hinder continuing on doing it, but specifically trying something for me, no. Attracted to someone but refused to let them know because you were afraid of being rejected? Yep. Do you ever feel as though you're chasing the wrong things in life? I sometimes wonder, like, if certain goals I have or certain things I think would be cool to do, if it's really worth it or if it's going to bring me joy or if it really matters. So, yeah. Do you ever feel you spend so much time planning for the future you ignore the present? At times, yeah, I can be overly concerned about getting to a certain place that I forget to live in the now. Yeah. But then again, I can be very, no, 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 we're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're being very decisive. We've already spent too much time on this. No, we're being decisive. Good instinct, yes. Do you ever feel like your friends or family like you more than you like them? No. Have you ever loved a pet more than your family? Yes. Do you ever make excuses to get out of going to an event instead of just telling the person who invited you just don't want to go? Yes. Do you ever feel like you spend more time with technology than you do building your stronger bonds with friends and family? Yes. Have you ever defended someone that you shouldn't have? No. Do you sometimes have a hard time admitting when you're wrong? No, when I fuck up, I fuck up. I am honest about that. Do you ever place the blame for your personal failures or someone on something else? No, that's all me. It sucks, but it's me. Accuse someone of something with no real evidence to back it up? No. I can have speculations, I can have my own theories and all that, but I don't make accusations if I can't back it up. No. Sex with someone who you shouldn't have? That assumes I've ever had sex, buddy. Have you ever had any kind of relationship with someone who you know you shouldn't have? Nope. Again, I've never had a relationship, okay? So these questions are a mute point, buddy. Have you ever let a relationship degrade because, again, I've never been in a relationship. I wouldn't know, okay? I am a lonely piece of shit. I am a bastard who is going to die alone. No. You ever feel like you could take better care of your own health? Yeah, I probably could. Hell, I'm sure all of us could. Have you ever let someone else take the blame for something you did? Nah, not really, no. If it's my own fault and they're gonna pin it on someone else, then it's me. Have you ever acquired something that you didn't really want just because someone else wanted it? Have you ever acquired something that you didn't really want just because someone else wanted it? Yeah, holding on to something or getting something for someone else. Do you ever feel like you're not living up to other expectations? Yep. Ever walked out on someone's life without any explanation? I'm thinking. Yeah, technically speaking. Nothing major, but technically speaking, yeah. Do you ever feel like you focus more on the negative aspects of your life and what you don't have, rather than being grateful for what you do have? At times, I don't think I feel I focus on it more, but maybe it could be less of a focus. Yeah, I think I think I do focus on what I more on what I don't have rather than what I do. So yeah, witness someone being wrong but didn't have the courage to stand up for them. Not particularly, I don't think. No. Finally, all right. Here's the big one. Thank God, it's been 3 hours already. Jesus Christ. Do you feel like you're a good person, mate? No. I have said this many times, many times. I am a piece of shit. I am an asshole. I am not a good person. I can say that with a lot of certainty. I am not a good person. I have accepted this. I am okay with this. I have made peace with this fact. Alright? So, no, I am not a good person. I am okay with this fact because there are many traits that are not admirable with me that I have come to accept. So, do I feel like I'm a good person? No. No, I do not. Very interesting. That concludes the ending to your examination. In your mind, I have dug myself a hole. I will analyze your answers very carefully. And now, it's time for me to gaze into your soul. This is preposterous. This simply cannot be. I have expected every potential outcome, but yours seems to have evaded me. I'm sure you tell that to all the Wissenbond voices who you did this test to. I was prepared to tell you of your fate, to play upon your fear, to break the worst of news to you, to plant seeds of doubt within your mind. But as I asked you to be honest with me, I must in turn be just as honest with you. For as much as I wish to lie, I am forever shackled to the truth. From what I can detect from deep within, from everything you shared with me, in return, I shall share this with you. This is what I see. Okay, where do I even start with you? Your priorities are all out of whack, and we need to fix this, and quick. The problem is, you're spending too much of your time on people who don't deserve it, and way too little of your time on people who do. I want you to think long and hard about who you spend the majority of your day on, and think about everyone else in your life. Now, I want you to think about losing each and every one of those people. Think long and hard about how losing each one would make you feel. Some of them are going to hurt a lot more than others, because some of those people mean a lot more to you than others. But you're not allocating your time based on how much certain people mean to you. Now, are you? You just realize that the amount of time and energy you put into some people and how little you put into others would make you feel an incredible amount of guilt if you started losing people that mean the most to you. My advice to you is to start spending more time with people you truly care about, and most importantly, spend your time with people who truly care the most about you. If you can master this little trait, take a little extra time to set it in motion, you're going to see an entirely new world open up before your eyes. I think you'll be very surprised how much of a positive impact this can have on your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Your secret word is deserve. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Well, that was underwhelming. If you received an ending that you've already received before from previous examinations, remember, we did not ask you your secret words prior to taking this test, so that should be very telling. It means something very special. Well, all of them have been different. Well, have they? Have they been different? Deserve. Did I get that? Was that the second one? God damn it, now I need to check. 1 second. One second, please. So I remember the first word I got was order. Yeah, 1 second here. Okay, no. My secret word for the second one was trust. So now it's different. So order, trust, deserve. How interesting. If your result is the same as something you got previously, we'd like you to add the phrase twin words next to your secret word in the comments. If you receive entirely new outcomes, that means you've got multiple layers of things to work on in your journey. Or you may just have an extra layer of depth to your personality. Only you know the answer to that. You've answered hundreds of questions. You've found deeper meanings. You've been enlightened, and you've helped others find enlightenment. Many people have wondered what the test series is truly about. But it's simple. The answers are always so much more simple than we believe them to be. The test is about you. The reflection in your darkened screen, the one who seeks the answers. The person who seeks the answer. More than being about the answers, the test is more so about the questions. It's about making you think. It's about encouraging you to be open and admit that you're human. just as human as everyone else. The test is about unity. The test is about compassion. The test is about bringing people together and showing the world that we're not so different after all. Look at all the secret words that have been left in the comments. Look at all the thousands of people who are just like you. Really, that's awfully presumptuous of you, mate. We all feel so lonely at times. We all feel flawed. We all feel pain. But that's just because every single one of us is human. The world judges one another based on so many variables, but they're the most hypocritical set of variables imaginable. We judge each other and are judged ourselves by our peers who do the same exact shit that they judge us for in the end. And that we judge them for too. You feel flawed because you are flawed. You feel afraid because you have the right to be. You feel overwhelmed because the world is overwhelming. Depression is overwhelming. Anxiety is overwhelming. Our problems are overwhelming. Suicide is an epidemic. We are losing loved ones before their time, and any one of us can fall in the hardest of times in our lives at any given moment. We can lose everything we know and love instantly and unexpectedly. One thing we are not is alone. You are never alone. We're all flawed because we're all human. We're all scared because we're all human. We all fight these battles every single day because we're all human. But you never have to feel alone in your life. Look at all the secret words that have been gathered that match yours. Look at all the words that don't match yours. Perhaps these people are going through struggles that you have yet to experience or know nothing about. And perhaps some others know not of yours either. But don't judge those who are struggling. Help them, just as you wish to be helped in your time of need. Don't be afraid to ask for help and reach out to those who are. Everyone is suffering. Some of us suffer quietest to others. We are all in this together. The test series has helped bring so many people together and make so many people feel less alone. We've read your comments, and others are free to do so as well. We've read about how these games have helped you. We've read about how much positivity they've spread. We've read how many people say their lives are forever changed. And I'll tell you one thing. If even one life was saved in the process of this social experiment, then it was worth conducting. And every single one of you that left a comment is a hero. Yeah. Leaving comments, you've helped spread the message out to others. You've helped spread a very positive life in a very dark time for so many people, and those people have you to thank for it. There are so many people in this world who do nothing for others, and they'll continue to do nothing for others. They won't lift a finger to help others around them, because they don't understand that someone's suffering as much as they are. They're just too afraid to open up about it. Not us. We open up quite a lot, haven't we? We're brave enough to answer these questions that so many people fear admitting to. Brave enough to take a chance and leave our secret world as a symbol of our participation. Yeah. For that, studios would like to thank you by not only placing your name in the credits at the end of this game, so the world knows of the good deeds and spreading the word. Guys, everyone who has left a comment on our titles and continue to do so. We will continue to do so on future titles in the credits of our new massive project that we've been working on. That's not the good part. Going through and selecting names from those who leave comments on all of our titles and putting their names right into the actual game and storyline, whether it be a special item, a piece of lore, character named after them. And with time and energy to help others in need. Okay, that's neat. Your secret words? Your secret words will play a pivotal role in our new project. You will plug your secret words into different parts of your journey when they are requested of you, and they will alter your game in ways uniquely set for your specific words. This is an RPG where every choice matters. Every decision you make changes something about your session. RPG that focuses on every human emotion, decisions we make, how those decisions make us feel. Chasing Demons, where every NPC from all of our titles will be represented with a storyline, and the world will get to see how they all tie together. You helped shape it, you helped make it what it is. We'll be sure to continue to add more and more players into the lore and gameplay as we read more of the comments left in our titles. Selecting names from all of our titles. Well, I'm glad you like it, mate. One life, part of it, saving, blah, 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 blah. Just by spreading the word. Someone go living selfishly. People in the world go on create balance. Ay, so much yapping. They mean someone to someone. Even if you don't feel like it, they do. Trust me, you do. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for other people. Let's make a happy stay for everyone. How positive, how optimistic of you. Oh, hey, Markiplier. Community. Yeah, because that's how I first found out about this game, through Markiplier. As lifelong fans. Oh, that's nice. Really hope you get to punch and none some point. Wish all of you future endeavors. That's really nice. That's nice. Yeah, because that's how I found about the series, by watching Mark's first playthrough of it. Oh, the shit. He truly believes that you'll love the playstyle of the testing chamber. Oh yeah, I saw that. Takes everything that Fred has offered and amplifies the experience to an unprecedented degree. Maybe I'll try it out in the future. We've also recently finished the 7th installments of the entire test series, The Test, Reality Check, which is now available on Steam. Let me check here. Because yeah, I see the testing chamber. Oh, okay, they must have added an update, because yeah, that came out, this fight game came out in 2020, but testing chamber came out in 2022. Let's see, Secrets of the Soul, I played those two. Let's see, the most recent one is Reality Check, I think. Yeah, that just came out. Standalone. The Advisor. For player-developer interaction, tester vote. Choices matter. Okay, interesting. A chance. Keep hold of your secret words. You're going to need them for when you're chasing demons. Aha! Aha! Oh. Hello again. I will peel the truth from your flesh like a blackened rose. She loves me. Don't do this. She loves me not. She loves me. Please, I beg of you. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. She will never love a monster like you. So let her choice take its toll, and in her cell may she rot. Okay, so it's a whole love triangle they got going on there. Interesting. So I guess his choice and destiny being held by, or fate being held by destiny, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, they made a lot of games. Random Studios. Well, that was interesting. No, it's fine. Wow, that was interesting. I have to say, I think I enjoyed the first two a little bit more, but there is a lot of interesting things. I remember in like the test Secret of the Soul, like there are some lore things there, but I forgot. But yeah, I'll make sure that I eventually play the testing chamber. Sure, that will be interesting and all that. But yeah, there's other games in the series that I probably should try out. Sorry, I zoned out for a second. Fucking hell, that's already been more than 3 hours. Jesus Christ, took more than this one thing than the other two games combined. Jesus Christ. Yeah, just 1 second. So it looks like Chasing Demons is not out yet. They must still be working on it. Interesting. Well, I'll be aware for when it does eventually come out. Okay, let me go back to my starter. Yeah. Well, sorry it took that long. I was not expecting it to take 3 whole hours. Jesus Christ. Okay, 1 second. Let me get some water. Christ, it is late for me. Damn. Yeah, I was planning on doing a bunch of packing and stuff, like where I just shoot the shit. But I'm tired, dude. I am fucking tired. So is this gonna be my last? Yeah, it might be because I think I need to. Because there's more packing I have to do, but I think I'll be more productive if I just lock in rather than just like being lackadaisy with it. Yeah, I should do that. So yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to be wrapping up here. Sorry I didn't get to talk more about myself and things I want to do, but yeah, I guess I'll just mention it one more time here. I'll be working on YouTube content. I'm gonna be doing working on my other channels, working on shorts, working on making clips, and doing the best I can. Yeah, don't know everything else I'll be doing, but I'm gonna just be doing my best. Yeah, doing my best. That's all we can do, isn't it? And hey, maybe you learn a bit more about me watching playing these through these 3 games. But yeah, I guess that's gonna wrap it up for me. So, if any of y'all are watching this VOD in the future, much appreciated. But until next time, this is gonna be Val E Song signing out. Have a damn good one, y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all next time. And don't you worry, I'm sure we'll all meet again. Hopefully sooner than we would hope. But with that, I'm afraid I'll leave you. So, until next time, have a damn good one, y'all. Jelga!